common questions we get asked as accountants. And it's what everyone wants to know is what business expenses can I claim for and which expenses are tax deductible. So I thought I'd really briefly go through some of the main points. The first thing to remember as a kind of overriding and very general rule is that anything you've purchased wholly and exclusively for use in your business is tax deductible. Obviously, there are some exceptions, which I'm going to get to a couple of examples of later. But a good start is knowing that very broadly, here's a kind of very brief list of things that are allowable. Office costs, so like stationery and your phone bill, travel costs, so fuel, parking, train or bus fares, clothing expenses like uniforms, staff costs, so salaries or subcontractor costs, things that you buy to sell on, so stock, raw materials, financial costs, so like your insurance, your bank charges, your cost of your business premises, so heating, lighting, business rates, your advertising and marketing, like website costs or adverts. That list should give you an idea of where to start. I could go on and on. It's obviously not a complete list, but hopefully it's going to give you an idea of where your mind can go on that. Now, of course, if it was easy as that, then we wouldn't need accountants. And so there are a few quirks to it, and I'm going to tell you about one of my favourites. There are loads of exceptions to these rules, which is why it is always important to engage with somebody on these. But one that crops up a lot actually is around clothing. I spoke to someone recently who told me that they had just gone into business, and because they were going out to impress people and how they look was important, that they got and bought a really expensive suit, and their face fell when I told them that that probably wasn't tax deductible. But why, right? It's a business suit for business things. Well, this falls under something called a duality of purpose rule. So you have to wear clothes to a meeting anyway, regardless of whether you are self-employed or not. Turning up naked is generally frowned upon, and that suit will almost certainly be worn for things outside of a business meeting. So it's not tax deductible. It isn't wholly and exclusively, that's the key phrase, wholly and exclusively for the use of the business. It's got a dual purpose. Now, there's a difference here. Clothing that's got a permanent logo on it, so like an embroidered logo or a embroidered polo shirt, they're fine. They're treated like a uniform for tax purposes. But that expensive designer suit won't be, I'm afraid. So hopefully that explains a little bit about what you can and can't claim for. And my advice would be always to spend your time running your business, and if you can, get an accountant to worry about this kind of stuff for you.